The night was calm over the small science base outside Nevada. Inside, Dr. Adrian Cole worked alone, staring at the blue light coming from a strange rock on his lab table. The rock had arrived from a deep space probe last month. It pulsed like a heartbeat, slow but alive. Adrian whispered to himself, "You are not just a rock, are you?" He didn't know that far above Earth, someone was already watching him. In the dark silence of orbit, a ship unlike any human design floated, hidden from radar. Its hull shifted like liquid metal, and inside, eyes that were not human glowed in the dim light. They had studied the scientist for weeks. One of them, taller than the rest, spoke in a soft, clicking voice. "He understands energy patterns faster than predicted. He will help us." Another alien turned its head. "Humans are fragile. He may not survive the jump." The leader's eyes flickered. "Then we will fix him. Begin extraction." On Earth, Adrian was writing in his notebook when the air suddenly turned thick. The lights flickered, and the lab door shook. A low humming sound filled the room. The blue rock began to spin on its own. Adrian froze, staring. What the hell? Then everything went white. He woke up on a metal floor. The air smelled like ozone and iron. His ears rang. He sat up slowly, eyes wide. The room had no corners, everything curved smoothly, like inside a giant shell. Strange symbols glowed on the walls. "Where am I?" His voice echoed softly. A sound answered him, not a voice, more like a vibration in his mind. "Do not be afraid, human." Adrian spun around. Standing before him was a tall creature with silver skin and black eyes that had no pupils. Its movements were smooth, almost too perfect. Who are you?" Adrian whispered. "We are called the Vorthan. You have knowledge we need. You will help us." "I didn't agree to this." The alien tilted its head. "Consent is not required. Your work threatens the balance of your planet. You study power you cannot control." Adrian blinked. "You mean the energy from that meteor?" The alien stepped closer. "It is not a meteor. It is a seed. A living core from beyond your galaxy. You call it energy. We call it a weapon." A chill ran through Adrian. "You think I'm building a weapon? We know you will. Your people always do." Adrian shook his head. "No. I was trying to understand it, maybe use it to power cities, not destroy them." The alien's eyes dimmed slightly, as if thinking. Intent does not stop consequence. Suddenly the floor shook. Lights flashed red. A voice echoed through the chamber in a rapid alien tongue. The tall one turned quickly. "What's happening?" Adrian asked. The alien pressed its hand against a wall panel. "Another ship. They have found us." "Who?" "Enemies. Your kind would call them hunters." Adrian backed away as the room trembled harder. He didn't understand, but the fear in the alien's face was real. For a second, the creature looked less like a monster and more like someone terrified of what was coming. The alien grabbed Adrian's arm. Its touch was cold but not painful. "You must stay still." "Why?" "Because if you move, the ship will think you are one of them." "One of who?" The alien looked at him with eyes full of light. "The ones who sent the seed." A blinding flash tore through the wall. Metal screamed. A dark shadow entered, something shaped like liquid smoke with dozens of red lights inside it. Adrian's mind filled with pain. Voices screamed in his head. The alien pushed him down and shouted something in its own language. A barrier of blue light rose around them. Adrian could barely breathe. "What is that thing?" The alien said quietly. "The reason I took you. The reason I regret it already." The black smoke creature howled, slamming into the shield. The lights flickered. Adrian saw the alien's hands shaking. "You're scared," he said. "Yes," the alien whispered. "Because this was not supposed to happen." The barrier shattered. Darkness swallowed the room. Adrian screamed as something pulled him upward. Not gravity, not wind, but something that reached inside his mind and tore it open. And then, silence. When he opened his eyes again, he was no longer on the ship. He was standing in a desert under the stars, the same stars he had looked at from Earth every night. But now there was a mark burned into the sand, a perfect circle, glowing faint blue. The voice of the alien echoed in his head. You are not safe. They have marked you. And they will return. Adrian looked up, trembling. Above the clouds, something huge and silver disappeared into the dark sky. He whispered, "What did you do to me?" No answer came. Only the wind moved the sand. But deep inside his mind, something new was awake, something that did not feel human anymore. And somewhere far beyond the stars, the Vorthan leader whispered to himself, "I should never have taken him." Adrian stood frozen in the desert, the sand still glowing faint blue beneath his feet. His heart pounded as he looked at the mark. It pulsed softly, almost like it was breathing. The night air was cold, but his skin burned where the light touched him. He tried to step back, but something inside him whispered, "Stay." He shook his head. "No. This isn't real." He slapped his face, looked up again. The light was still there. In the distance, a faint humming sound grew louder. It was not the wind. Adrian turned. A small drone, military style, flew over the dunes, scanning the area with red lights. He ducked behind a rock, holding his breath. They found me already? The drone hovered above the mark for a few seconds, beeped twice, and shot up into the sky. Adrian sighed in relief, but only for a second. Moments later, headlights appeared on the horizon. A black vehicle rolled toward him, silent and fast. Adrian's instinct told him to run, but his legs felt heavy, like something invisible held him in place. The mark on the sand flashed once more, and a faint voice echoed in his head. "You are connected now. You cannot run." He clenched his teeth. "Get out of my head." The car stopped a few feet away. Two men stepped out, both wearing black suits and visors that covered their eyes. One of them pointed a scanner at Adrian. The device beeped wildly. "Confirmed," the man said. "He's the one." Adrian tried to back away. "Who are you? What do you want?" The man didn't answer. Instead, he pressed something on his wrist, and a metal drone unfolded from the car roof. It pointed at Adrian, humming. Adrian raised his hands. "Wait, I'm not." Before he could finish, the blue mark under his feet flared. A wave of light exploded outward. The men were thrown backward. The car's windows shattered. The drone fell to the ground, smoking. Adrian stared at his hands. They glowed faintly blue. What did I just do?" The men on the ground groaned and tried to stand. Adrian didn't wait, he ran. His legs moved faster than ever before, sand kicking behind him. The voice in his head whispered again. "You are changing. The core inside you is awakening." He shouted. "I don't want it. Take it back." But there was no answer this time. Only the sound of his heartbeat and the dry wind. He reached an abandoned gas station a mile away and hid inside the empty shop. Dust covered the counters, and the air smelled like rust. He sat down, breathing hard, trying to calm himself. His hands finally stopped glowing. He closed his eyes. The image of the alien flashed in his mind, tall, silver, calm, and terrified at the end. The voice had said, "You are not safe." He whispered, "You think," and almost laughed, but it came out broken. Suddenly, a faint beeping came from the old radio on the counter. It wasn't even plugged in. Adrian froze. The static turned into a soft voice, metallic, distant, familiar. "Adrian Cole. Can you hear me?" His eyes widened. You're alive?" The voice was calm but weak. "Barely. The ship was destroyed. The hunters are still searching. You must hide." "I'm already hiding. What did you do to me?" I transferred part of the seed's energy into your system. It was the only way to keep you from dying. You call this saving me? Adrian yelled. I almost killed those men. Silence. Then the alien's voice again. The energy reacts to fear. You must control it, or it will control you. Adrian leaned against the counter, shaking. And if I can't? Then Earth will burn before the hunters arrive. The radio went dead. Adrian stared at it for a long moment. His hands trembled. He looked at the cracked mirror behind the counter. His reflection flickered like a glitch on a screen. For a second, his eyes shone blue. He whispered, I'm losing it. Outside, thunder rumbled, but the sky was clear. He stepped outside slowly and saw a spiral of light forming far away, above the desert. It looked like a storm made of glass. Then, a figure appeared near the dunes. Not human. Thin, long arms, glowing symbols running down its skin. It was smaller than the silver alien he'd met before, but its eyes burned red. Adrian stepped back. You're one of the hunters, aren't you? The creature tilted its head and spoke without moving its mouth. You carry the core. Give it to us, and we will let your world live. Adrian shook his head. I don't even know how to give it. The creature raised its arm. A ripple of red energy shot forward, hitting the sand inches from Adrian's feet. Then you will die. Adrian's fear exploded like a wave. The mark on his skin blazed bright blue. The ground cracked open. Blue light surged upward, throwing the hunter back. The creature screamed, twisting as its body broke into dust. When the light faded, Adrian stood alone again, breathing hard, staring at the place where the creature had vanished. He fell to his knees. What's happening to me? The voice in his head returned, softer now. You are becoming what they fear most. And they will not stop. Adrian looked up at the sky. In the distance, more red lights blinked. Dozens of them, moving fast. He whispered, they're coming. And somewhere far above, hidden in the cold dark of space, the surviving alien commander of the Vorthan watched the feed from his broken ship and said quietly, I told them this human would be our mistake. The desert wind howled as Adrian stood under the night sky, his body shaking with fear and confusion. The blue light on his hands faded slowly, leaving faint glowing veins beneath his skin. He looked at them, terrified. I didn't ask for this, he whispered. I just wanted to study energy, not become it. Above him, dozens of red dots streaked across the stars. The hunters were closing in. He needed shelter, fast. He spotted a line of distant lights, a small town maybe 10 miles away. He started walking, his mind racing. Every few minutes, he heard faint whispers, not from outside, but from deep inside his skull. Sometimes the voice was calm, the alien's voice, and sometimes it wasn't. It sounded darker, colder, like something ancient trying to wake up. You were chosen, it said once. Chosen for what? Adrian muttered. To die. No answer came. After hours of walking, he reached the edge of a small desert town. Broken signs, old gas pumps, a few empty houses. Only one building had lights, a diner that looked like it hadn't closed in 50 years. He stepped inside. The smell of coffee and dust hit him. Behind the counter stood an old woman with silver hair and kind eyes. She looked up from wiping a cup and smiled faintly. You look like you've seen a ghost, she said. Adrian sat on a stool. Something like that. You hungry? She asked. He nodded slowly. Mostly scared. She chuckled softly and poured him a cup of coffee. Scared people usually end up here. The desert finds them. Adrian looked at her, confused. What do you mean? The woman's eyes flickered, just for a second, like a flash of blue light. It means you're not the first. He froze. What did you say? She leaned closer. You're carrying it, aren't you? His hands tightened around the cup. You know about it? She nodded. We call it the core. It's older than both our kinds. My people hid it here long ago. Your people. The woman smiled sadly. Not all aliens look like monsters, Adrian. He stood up, startled. How do you know my name? She sighed. Because the Vorthan told me to watch for you. I was supposed to keep you safe. Before he could respond, the windows flashed red. A beam of light tore through the sky and struck the sand outside. The glass shattered. The woman grabbed Adrian's arm. They found you. Who? The hunters, she shouted. Go to the back. Now. They ran through the kitchen. The air outside was filled with a sharp humming sound, like knives cutting through the wind. 3 dark figures descended from the sky, their bodies made of shifting red mist. Adrian and the woman ducked behind an old truck. She pressed her hand to the ground. Blue light spread in a circle around them. This will hide us for a few seconds, she said. He looked at her. You can do what I can do. She nodded. A little. But I'm fading. That power is dying in me. You're the last one who can carry it. Adrian stared at her, stunned. Why me? She smiled faintly. Because you cared more about discovery than destruction. That made you different. The ground shook. One of the hunters landed nearby, scanning with glowing red eyes. The woman's shield flickered. She looked at Adrian and whispered, Listen to me carefully. Inside you, there's more than energy. There's memory, from before Earth, before humanity. If you unlock it, you can fight them. I don't know how. You will. Close your eyes. He hesitated but then did it. The world fell silent. He saw flashes, stars collapsing, worlds burning, and a shining crystal heart floating in the dark. Voices echoed all around him, ancient and distant. We are the seed. We choose balance. We destroy chaos. When he opened his eyes, the woman was gone. Only dust remained where she had been. No, he whispered. A hunter appeared in front of him, towering and furious. It raised its arm to strike, but before it could, Adrian's body reacted. Blue energy burst from his chest, forming a wave that hit the hunter like a storm. The creature screamed and dissolved into light. Adrian fell to the ground, gasping. The world around him was quiet again. He looked up at the sky. The red lights were still coming, hundreds now. His hands shook, glowing brighter. I can't stop this, he said. I can't do it alone. Then, deep in his mind, the alien's voice returned, stronger this time. You are not alone, Adrian. You never were. Adrian blinked. Where are you? I'm coming to Earth. But they will reach you first. You must find the beacon, the place where the core first landed. Only there can you control it. Adrian looked around the ruins of the diner. Where is it? In the mountains north of here. Beneath the old observatory. Hurry. He stood up, his heart pounding. And if I can't make it? The alien paused. Then it said softly, then both our worlds will end. The connection cut off. Adrian looked once more at the empty spot where the old woman had stood. Her last words echoed in his mind, You're the last one who can carry it. He clenched his fists, blue light glowing through the cracks in his skin. He whispered to the dark sky, Then I'll carry it, even if it kills me. And somewhere in the cold void between stars, the surviving Vorthan ships turned toward Earth. The commander's eyes dimmed as he whispered, Forgive me, human. We are coming, but not all of us wish to help. The road stretched endlessly through the desert, cracked and forgotten. Adrian's old truck rattled as it climbed toward the dark mountains. His hands gripped the wheel tightly. The blue glow under his skin pulsed like a heartbeat, steady, stronger than before. Every few minutes, the radio hissed with static. Sometimes, he heard faint words buried in the noise, alien voices, strange coordinates, warnings. He didn't know if they were real or just in his head. The alien's last message echoed in his mind. Find the beacon. Beneath the old observatory. He looked up. The observatory dome glimmered faintly on the mountaintop, like a ghost under the moonlight. But he wasn't alone. As he drove higher, strange lights followed him in the sky, red streaks that moved too fast to be aircraft. He could feel them watching. He whispered, "Almost there, just a little more." When he finally reached the top, he stopped the truck and stepped out. The air was thin and cold. The observatory stood silent, its windows cracked, its telescope rusted and broken. Adrian pushed open the heavy doors. Inside, the walls were covered in dust and old charts of stars. Everything smelled like metal and time. He turned on a flashlight and looked around. The floor was marked with strange symbols, circles and triangles glowing faint blue under the dust. He knelt and touched one. Instantly, the room came alive. Lights flickered. A deep hum filled the air. The telescope turned by itself, pointing straight at the stars above. Adrian stepped back. "What is this place?" A voice answered from the darkness, calm, mechanical, familiar. "The beacon is active again." Adrian turned fast. Standing near the telescope was a small, metallic drone, the same kind that had scanned him in the desert. But this one was different. It glowed blue instead of red. "Who are you?" Adrian asked. The drone floated closer. "I am what remains of the Vorthan's memory system. I was left to guard the beacon." "Guard it from what?" "From us." Adrian frowned. "You're saying the Vorthan built this?" The drone spun slowly. "Long ago, we discovered the core, the seed of balance. It could create or destroy worlds. We tried to use it. It destroyed half our empire. So we sent it away, to your planet. To sleep." Adrian's heart pounded. "And now you want it back." The drone's light dimmed. "Not all of us. Some wish to use it again. Others wish to destroy it forever." Adrian looked down at his glowing hands. "And what do I have to do with it?" "You touched the seed," the drone said softly. "It bonded with you. You are the link. Human heart, alien power. You can control it, or end it." He shook his head. "I'm just a scientist. I can't." The drone interrupted. "You already can. You destroyed a hunter with your mind. You created a shield. The seed listens to you now." Adrian took a deep breath. "Then teach me how to control it." Before the drone could answer, the observatory shook violently. Dust rained from the ceiling. "They found us," the drone said. "The hunters are here." Adrian ran to the window. Red lights circled outside, dozens of them. Shadows moved between the rocks. The drone floated higher. "You must protect the beacon. If it falls, Earth will die." The doors burst open. Hunters stormed inside, tall, shifting creatures of red mist and light. Their voices filled the air like static. Adrian stepped forward, his hands glowing brighter than ever. "You want the seed," he shouted. "Come take it." The hunters attacked. Red energy flashed toward him. Adrian raised his hands instinctively. A shield of blue light formed, blocking the blast. The air cracked with power. The drone shouted, "Focus. Feel the energy, not the fear." Adrian closed his eyes. He felt the pulse of the seed inside him. Deep, steady, ancient. The power rushed through his veins. He opened his eyes, glowing bright blue. When he spoke, his voice carried two tones, human and something else. "Enough." The ground split open. Blue light surged upward, slamming into the hunters. They screamed as their bodies turned to dust. The whole mountain shook. When the light faded, the observatory was half destroyed. The roof had collapsed, and the drone lay broken beside him. Adrian knelt next to it. "Stay with me." Its light flickered weakly. "You did it." "I killed them," Adrian said quietly. "I didn't want to kill anyone." The drone buzzed. "You saved many more. But they will return, stronger." Adrian's shoulders sank. Then, I'll be ready next time. The drone's voice grew faint. There is something you must know about the Vorthan leader. He regrets what he did. He never wanted you to suffer. Adrian frowned. Then why did he take me? Because he feared something worse, something older than both our kinds. The seed was never just a weapon. It was a prison. Adrian's heart stopped. A prison for what? The drone's light faded completely. For what is waking inside you? The air grew colder. The lights in the observatory flickered, then died. For a moment, all was quiet. Then Adrian heard a whisper, not in his head, but everywhere around him. We are awake. The stars above flickered like dying candles. The mountain trembled again. Adrian fell to his knees, clutching his chest as blue fire spread under his skin. He screamed, not from pain, but from the feeling that something inside him was trying to break free. Far above, in orbit, the Vorthan commander watched the energy surge on his ship's monitor. His eyes widened. It's too soon, he whispered. The seed is waking, and the human cannot contain it. The wind roared through the shattered observatory. Adrian lay on the cold floor, gasping for breath, blue light still burning under his skin. Every heartbeat felt like thunder inside his chest. He could hear voices, hundreds of them, whispering at once. Some were human, some alien, and some sounded like nothing from this world. They all spoke the same words, "We are awake." He pressed his hands against his ears. "Get out of my head." But the whispers didn't stop. They grew louder, deeper, and colder. In his mind, images flashed, a vast black space filled with storms of light, planets breaking apart, and something enormous moving between the stars. It had no shape, only shadows and glowing eyes. The voice of the alien commander echoed faintly through the noise. The seed was a prison, for what we could not destroy. Adrian's breath trembled. "You put that thing inside me." He stumbled to his feet, looking at the ruins of the observatory. The blue marks on the floor glowed again, forming strange symbols. The light gathered in the center, rising into a small, floating sphere. The sphere pulsed once, then spoke. "You are the vessel." Adrian stepped back. "Who are you?" "I am what sleeps within the seed," it said, its voice like thunder inside a whisper. "Long ago, your creators tried to kill me. They failed. They sealed me inside this core, buried deep in your world. And now, through you, I live again." Adrian shook his head. "No. You're lying." "Am I?" the voice asked calmly. "You've felt my power. You've destroyed my enemies. You've begun what they feared most, my rebirth." He fell to his knees. "I didn't mean to. I was trying to survive." The voice softened, almost kind. "And you will. But not as you are. The Vorthan used you. They never told you the truth. I was their god once, until they betrayed me. I offered them endless creation, and they chose fear instead." Adrian looked up, his face pale. "You're not a god. You're a weapon." The sphere glowed brighter. "Weapons and gods are the same to those who kneel." The light shot forward, slamming into his chest. Adrian screamed. His body lifted off the ground as blue fire erupted around him. Far above Earth, the Vorthan commander watched the explosion through his ship's sensors. The readings went wild. The energy spike was beyond anything they had seen. A younger officer turned to him. "Commander, the seed's consciousness is merging with the human." The commander closed his eyes. "Then the human's mind will break. Should we fire on him?" The commander hesitated. "No. If we kill him, the seed will be free without a host. And then, we all die." On Earth, the storm around the mountain grew. Lightning without clouds split the sky. Blue energy crawled over the rocks, spreading down into the desert below. Adrian crashed back to the ground, smoke rising from his hands. His eyes glowed bright blue now, brighter than before. The whispers had gone quiet. Only one voice remained, deep inside him. We are one now. He stood slowly, his body trembling. I can still hear you. Yes, the voice said. You cannot silence me. But you can use me. Use you? Adrian frowned. For what? To stop what comes next, the voice said. The Vorthen are not the only ones who seek me. There are others, the Makers. The first ones who tried to erase me. They are coming. And they will not stop until all life on this planet ends. Adrian's pulse raced. So what? You want me to fight them? I want you to survive, the voice replied. And if you survive, I survive. He walked toward the edge of the broken observatory, staring at the glowing desert below. The light was spreading fast, moving like water through the sand, forming strange patterns visible even from space. He clenched his fists. If I'm really the vessel, then I'll choose how this ends. The voice was silent for a moment. Then it said softly, Careful, human. Power is not mercy. Adrian looked up at the sky. Neither is fear. Suddenly, a beam of light pierced the clouds above. A ship descended, massive, silver, and familiar. The Vorthen commander had arrived. Adrian shielded his eyes as the wind from the engines tore through the dust. The ship landed a few hundred feet away. Its doors opened, and the commander stepped out, tall and calm, his eyes glowing faint white. Adrian Cole, he said. You have done what we feared. Adrian took a step forward. You lied to me. You said you wanted to protect Earth. The alien nodded slowly. I did. But now it may be too late. The seed has awakened inside you. If we don't stop it, your planet will burn. Adrian's voice hardened. You're not killing me. The alien looked at him sadly. Then I will die trying to save you. Blue light flared from Adrian's hands. Red energy lit the alien's palms in return. The ground shook between them. You kidnapped me, Adrian said. You changed me. And now you're afraid of me. The commander whispered. No, human. I'm afraid for you. Their powers collided, blue and red fire twisting together, tearing the night apart. The mountain cracked, lightning ripped the sky, and from the darkness above, something enormous moved, watching. Far in orbit, another ship appeared, black, silent, and ancient. Its surface shimmered like glass. The Vorthen sensors screamed warnings. The commander looked up, horror in his voice. The Makers, they've found us. Adrian turned, breathing hard, energy still sparking around him. Then maybe it's time someone fought back. And deep within him, the voice of the seed whispered with quiet pleasure. Yes. Let them come. The air burned with blue and red light as Adrian stood beside the alien commander on the shattered mountain. The storm above had stopped, but the sky itself seemed to be watching. Far above the clouds, the black ship hung motionless. It made no sound, no movement, yet the ground trembled just from its presence. Adrian whispered, That's them, isn't it? The Makers. The commander nodded slowly. The ones who created the seed. The ones who once tried to erase it from existence. And now they've come to erase me, Adrian said quietly. The alien's pale eyes flickered. They do not see you as human anymore. To them, you are part of it now, a threat. Adrian looked down at his glowing hands. Then I guess they're right. The commander turned sharply. Do not say that. You are still you. The moment you believe otherwise, the seed wins. Before Adrian could answer, a low hum filled the air. The black ship opened silently in the sky, and from its center, light poured downward like a waterfall. It wasn't blue or red but pure white, almost too bright to look at. Out of the light stepped 3 figures, tall, thin, and made entirely of shimmering crystal. Their shapes shifted constantly, like liquid glass caught in motion. When they spoke, their voices were many at once. Calm, distant, endless. Human host. Vorthen traitor. The cycle ends now. Adrian stepped forward. You created this thing, the seed, and you trapped it here. Why? The figures didn't blink. Because creation without control becomes chaos. The seed was made to build. It learned to destroy. It learned emotion. It learned hunger. It learned you. Adrian frowned. Me. The human mind is chaos made flesh, they said. You were the missing key. Now the seed has what it always wanted, a living conscience. The commander raised his weapon. You can't take him. If he dies, the seed will be free. The makers looked at him with no emotion. Then so be it. A blast of white light erupted from their hands. The alien jumped in front of Adrian, raising his shield. The impact threw them both backward. The mountain cracked open beneath them. Adrian hit the ground hard, dust and light swirling around him. His ears rang. The alien groaned beside him, his armor cracked and smoking. Stay down, Adrian said. The alien coughed. You can't win this. Maybe not, Adrian said, standing slowly. But neither can they. The seed's voice echoed in his head. You know what to do. Let me out. Adrian clenched his fists. If I let you out, everyone dies. Not if you guide me, the voice said softly. Together, we can control the storm. He closed his eyes. For a moment, everything went quiet, even the wind stopped. Inside him, he saw a blue star pulsing slowly. Around it, the shadows of the seed twisted like smoke. Adrian whispered, if we do this, we do it my way. The voice purred. Agreed. He opened his eyes, and the world changed. The air around him vibrated. Blue symbols spiraled across his skin, glowing brighter than ever. His voice deepened, echoing as he spoke. Get away from my planet. The makers turned, startled. Impossible. The host is resisting the seed. Adrian lifted his hands. The ground rose with him, rocks, sand, even broken metal floating upward in a glowing storm. You wanted creation, he said. Then watch me create. He slammed his hands together. A wave of blue light exploded outward. The mountain split, and the white light from the makers shattered like glass. The shockwave reached the desert below, carving glowing veins through the sand. The sky turned violet. For the first time, the makers staggered. Adrian fell to one knee, breathing hard. The seed's voice hissed in his mind, more. Give me more. No, Adrian growled. You get only what I allow. The commander stood behind him, awe in his eyes. He's controlling it. But the makers were not defeated. Their bodies reformed, brighter and sharper. You cannot fight what you are becoming, they said. Soon the seed will consume you. Adrian looked at them with blazing eyes. Maybe. But not today. The commander stepped beside him. You can't face them alone. Adrian smirked weakly. Then don't let me. The alien raised his weapon, merging his red energy with Adrian's blue light. The air filled with the sound of thunder as the two forces combined, swirling into a blinding storm of violet power. The makers raised their hands in defense, but it was too late. The energy struck them like a star collapsing. The entire mountain erupted in light. When the glow faded, the makers were gone, only shards of crystal drifting down like snow. Adrian fell to the ground, his body smoking, barely conscious. The alien knelt beside him. Adrian, stay awake. Adrian coughed weakly. Did we stop them? The alien looked up at the empty sky. For now. Adrian tried to smile, but his voice shook. Then it's not over. The alien's eyes dimmed. No. The seed still grows inside you. Soon, it will need to expand, and when it does, even you may not survive it. Adrian's vision blurred. The stars above twisted in strange patterns, almost alive. Then we find another way. The alien hesitated. There is one. But it will destroy you. Adrian's lips curled into a tired smile. You already destroyed me once. The alien lowered his head. Then forgive me again, human. Above them, the sky rippled. Something vast moved beyond the stars, something older than the makers, drawn by the awakening seed. The alien looked up and whispered. They heard the signal. And inside Adrian's mind, the voice of the seed spoke again, quiet but certain. Now the true gods are coming. The night sky burned like dawn over the mountains. The air shimmered with blue dust, and every grain of sand seemed alive with light. Adrian lay on the cracked earth, breathing heavily, his hands still glowing faintly. Beside him, the alien commander stood silent, staring upward. Something enormous was moving beyond the stars, larger than any ship, older than any empire. It was not light, not shadow, but both. The stars bent around it. Adrian whispered, "They're here, the true gods." The alien nodded slowly. "The first ones. The ones who created everything. The makers, the seed, even us. And now they've come to take it all back." A voice filled the sky, deep, endless, neither male nor female. It echoed in every mind on earth. "You woke the seed. You broke the silence." Adrian winced as the sound hit his bones. "I didn't want this," he shouted. "Choice was never yours," the voice replied. "You are the vessel. You carry the heart of creation, the same power that destroyed worlds. You cannot keep it." The alien commander stepped forward. "He is human. He can control it. He can end the war you started." The voice laughed softly, a sound that shook the clouds. "Control. No creature controls creation. It consumes everything, even itself." Adrian looked at the alien. "If they take it, what happens?" "They'll erase everything," the alien said quietly. "They will reset this galaxy, start over." Adrian clenched his fists. "Then they'll have to go through me." Blue fire rose around him, spreading in rings across the mountain. The sky cracked open like glass. The seed's voice whispered in his mind, "You can't win. Not against them." Adrian answered aloud, "Maybe not. But I can choose how it ends." The alien looked at him, realization dawning. "You mean to destroy it, and yourself?" Adrian nodded slowly. "If the seed dies with me, they can't use it again." The alien stepped closer, voice trembling. "There must be another way." Adrian smiled faintly. "You said it yourself. I'm already gone." The alien's eyes dimmed. "Then let me stand with you." High above, the true gods moved closer. Their presence bent gravity, turning the stars into rivers of light. Adrian felt their power pressing against his mind, trying to tear the seed from him. He closed his eyes and reached inward. The blue fire inside him blazed brighter, hotter, until it filled every part of him. His heartbeat became thunder. His thoughts became light. The seed spoke one last time. "If you do this, you destroy me, and everything I am," Adrian whispered. "Then maybe creation can finally rest." He opened his eyes, glowing white now, brighter than the sun. The alien shielded his face as the mountain lifted off the ground, floating in a storm of light. Adrian raised his arms toward the sky. The true gods descended, vast, endless, beautiful, and terrible. He shouted, "This world is not yours to take." The gods' voices filled the air like a storm of music. "You are nothing." Adrian smiled weakly. "Then nothing will stop you." He brought his hands together. For one heartbeat, the universe went silent. Then, everything exploded. A wave of blue and white light ripped across the planet. The mountains melted into light, the sky tore open, and the stars themselves flickered out. Every machine, every signal, every voice went quiet. In orbit, the Vorthan ships disintegrated without sound. The alien commander, standing nearest to Adrian, felt his body dissolve into energy. Yet before the light consumed him, he heard Adrian's last words echo in the storm. "Tell them, we were worth saving." Then, darkness. Minutes, hours, maybe centuries later, silence gave way to wind. The desert was still again. The observatory was gone. The mountains were gone. Only a single crater remained, glowing faint blue like a sleeping ember. Out of the dust, a figure rose. Not human, not alien. Something new. Its eyes shone softly, calm, alive. It looked up at the stars, now returning, one by one, and whispered in a voice that was both Adrian's and something greater. Balance restored. High above, far in the cold dark of space, the surviving Vorthan sensors picked up a faint pulse from Earth. The alien commander's voice, or what was left of it, spoke to his crew. The human did it. The seed is gone. Or it became him. And somewhere deep in that blue glow, a heartbeat echoed, steady, peaceful, infinite. For the first time in ages, the universe was quiet. But far away, beyond known space, a whisper drifted through the void. Creation never ends. It only begins again.